Hi, thank you so much for watching part two of our video series on supporting students return to school, information for caregivers. My name is Katie Crane. I'm the school psychologist at the high school. And as I've mentioned before, this is my 18th year in education and my 6th year with PALMAC. So today we're going to talk a little bit about age-specific talking points for kids, specifically in regards to the coronavirus or COVID-19. And so just giving some tips for caregivers, things that maybe us at school also kind of think about when we're talking about student concerns and, looking at really their age and what kind of information they're ready to make sense of in their own heads. So as students get older, our explanations become a little bit more complex and might include more information. Typically, early elementary students are really looking for a brief, simple answer to a question, and really what they're looking for is they're seeking out reassurance. So, making sure that they know that the adults at home and at school are working hard to keep them safe. The things that we are asking them to do are specifically for that purpose of keeping them safe. And really, it's a quick question, and they're ready to move on to the next thing. As students get older, their questions become a little bit more specific, a little more critical, questioning whether or not they really are safe. So they also have access to more information on social media and on the news cycle. So, they're really looking at needing assistance with separating those facts from rumor and fantasy, looking into maybe giving them specifics about what are the things that we are doing at school and in the community to keep each other safe, and how do those relate back to the facts about the virus. Older students look and talk more like adults, are maybe ready to have some more of those adult-like conversations, but really need to be directed to reliable sources, making sure that if they are hearing new information, that they're accessing that from the experts like the CDC and our community health organizations. So really encouraging them to seek out that information on their own, but then also, as we mentioned in the previous video, making that time to have a conversation as a family if they're really questioning something or wanting to, maybe try out some different theories or talk about something that they heard or read. So making time to have those conversations, even if it means setting up a time, later in the day or later in the week, to make sure that everyone has their attention focused on the conversation. So some suggested points to emphasize, really it's the biggest thing is that we are doing everything we can to take care of health and safety. That is our number one priority at home and at school. If there are concerns, ask. Let's talk about it. Presenting balanced information that not everyone will get coronavirus. We are doing the things that we're doing in our communities and in our schools to make sure that as few people as possible get sick. We always want to treat each other and the people in our community with respect, and not jump to conclusions about who may or may not have COVID. So, the things that we want to do to make sure that we stay healthy and focus on the things that we can control, and the things that we can do ourselves to avoid spreading disease. As always, avoid close contact with people who are sick. We want to stay home when we're sick. Cover our coughs and sneezes, throw the tissues in the trash after we're done, and then sanitize. Make sure we're washing our hands if it's available. That's the best thing to do. If we don't have soap available, using hand sanitizer. And then our schools have procedures in place, making sure that things are cleaned and disinfected frequently, and even having students be involved in some of that at the older grade levels. As always, we have our counselors and psychologists available in each of our buildings. Any questions or concerns that you may have as a caregiver for a student, please reach out. There's no question that's a bad question, or we're glad to take the time to answer the concerns that you have or to help you navigate a conversation with your child. And lastly, just some good places to go for more information. The Center for Disease Control and our National Association for School Psychologists are fabulous resource centers. So I would encourage you to check those out. Again, ask us if you have questions. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.